Hey everybody, it's Karri, the program coordinator at the Baum School of Art. I just wanted to say hey and hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're home and healthy and safe. I wanted to spend a little bit of time with you again today doing a little something creative. Again, most of the things that we're going to use are things that you probably do have at home. Again, you can adapt the items that you need as well. We're going to talk a little bit about tonal gradient today. So tonal gradient is basically going from light to dark. So as you can see on my color swatch here, at the very top we have a very, very light blue, and as it moves down it gets darker and ultimately ends with black. So that's kind of a form of the tonal gradient there, going from the lightest to the darkest. I have some other examples of a green, starting with a very light green, working our way down to a dark green, and also with pinks, a light pink down to a dark pink. So we're going to need that in this project. So if you want to use markers, you can use markers, colored pencils. If you have watercolor, you can use them too. It's pretty easy to adapt this to any kind of thing that you have. So my example here, I have two. So this is, it looks pretty awesome. I like it a lot. It's pretty easy to do. Any age group can really do it. You can make it as detailed or as simple as you like. It's basically open to your creativity. So this is one that I did with just kind of some alcohol markers. And then I have another example here that I did with some pastel crayons. So you can see, you can use anything that you'd like. But you can see the gradient there going from the light to dark, as well as on this one, light to dark. Okay, so we're just going to spend a couple minutes doing it. You're going to be able to work on it on your own. I'm not going to spend lots of time making you watch me. I'm just going to kind of talk you through the steps, and then you can work independently. And then you can feel free to send us your picture if you'd like. You can always email me at Karri, Karri, at baumschool, BAUMSCHOOL.org. I'd love to see your work. You can also share it on our Facebook page, the Baum School Facebook page, or on our Instagram. Okay, so you're going to need a pencil. You're going to need some paper. Any paper will work. And then you will need a variety of different colors. So if you want to just pick one shade that you're sticking to, like I picked for the first example, just a bunch of blues in a couple different shades. I did end with the black, so you kind of need like four, 5 maybe, whatever works for you. Really, it depends on how detailed you want your picture to be. Okay, so first of all, the bottom layer, you're going to do your base. So like I said, you can make it as detailed as you'd like. You could add in little hills, mountains. It's kind of like a landscape picture. If you think about it, like it could be like a cityscape as well if you'd like, but you kind of just want to give that real free form. Just go with the flow. Don't try to be too rigid with it. Just let that line flow and let it be whatever it's going to be. Okay, so for the second line, you're going to do the same thing. You know, just let it flow. Let your pencil flow, whatever you think. Just be relaxed with it and let it go. That's what I came up with. Okay, so mine's kind of starting to look like a little bit of a mountain range, which is great right now. It's peaceful. I'd love to see some mountains. We're all kind of stuck inside, so to be able to create some mountains makes me happy. So same thing, you want to repeat with your next line. Same thing again. Really free with these lines. Nothing too rigid or harsh. Okay. So there we go. That's what mine looks like. Yours is going to look different. It's going to look great. No matter how simple, you could have just done simple lines. You could make them a little more like squared, and then they look a little bit more like buildings in a cityscape. So basically, when you start to color it, the best rule is to go from lightest to darkest. So for example, my lightest color of that was this pale blue on my first one. So I would start coloring the top layer the pale blue. Okay, so I'm not gonna color it and have you, you know, watch me. I want you to work on your own. But I just want you to have the idea, and I want you to see that I would then color in that entire top one, the pale blue. Okay? So then the next blue that I used was this pastel blue. So then same thing, I would start on this one as well. Work my way along my line. Color in this entire section. I'm just coloring it a little bit so you get the idea. You would want to color in the complete section. See how we go? And then same thing with the dark colors. So you're moving on down all the way. There we go. See, it's starting to get that look. All right, so then I ultimately would end down at the bottom. The last layer I would do would be black. So you can move on down, kind of take into consideration how many different shades you have. Maybe you only have colored pencils or crayons. And one really great thing about that is that when you color with a crayon or a colored pencil, you can actually press harder and then it gets lighter or darker depending on the amount that you press. So for example, if you only have this blue crayon here, you could start at the top and do it very lightly. But as you go down to your different layers, you can see that the tone changes and then it gets darker as you go. So even if you only have one crayon color, you could absolutely still do this project and you could make it your own, okay? So I'm going to show you my sample again. Again, this is our beautiful tonal gradient mountains in alcohol markers. Any markers will work. And here's the example that I did with the pastel crayons. Okay? So have fun with it. Make it your own. Get creative. Spend a little time just working on this today. I hope you're relaxed. I hope you're having fun. Also, send me your pictures. I'd love to see them. So have fun with it. Make it your own. Get creative. See you later. Bye.